Hope you're all doing well. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the strategy I've been using and testing with a lot of clients in the past 6 months on getting clients and only high-ticket clients using a very specific campaign strategy. So it's been a very successful experiment. We've been making a lot of money with it for many months. So I thought I'd share with you exactly how we do it. And this works if you're running a VSAL funnel, high-ticket funnel, you're getting high-ticket clients, you're sending them to a funnel to basically sign them up over the phone. So if you're doing phone calls, using calendars, you've got sales reps, sales teams, all that kind of stuff with Facebook ads, of course. As you know from my channel, we pretty much only focus on Facebook ads. I'll be sharing with you how we've been doing. I mean, we've been filling up calendars like clockwork, multiple calendars, and only getting qualified people. This is the big problem a lot of people have been having in the high ticket space, is getting qualified people to show up. And I think I might have solved it for, well, at least for the couple of clients I've been doing this for. We've kind of solved a lot of the issues. So just to talk about what we did in the past. So in the past, we've mainly stuck to optimizing for the leads, which is fine. And, you know, that's worked for us. We've been able to make a lot of money that way. But the issue was still the show up rates and the lead quality being very inconsistent. So we would still get, you know, sometimes people don't have money, they do have money, they're not fully qualified, they're not ready to buy. So what we've done now, we've truly trained the algorithm to only give us exactly who we want. Isn't this what everyone wants when they're running ads? So they're only giving us the exact person every single time. Now, it might seem obvious. Now, once again, I've tried this here and there over the course of many years with many clients, but now we've really focused on it because the optimizing for opt-ins has just gone down, a lot more. I'm not sure if it's issues with the Facebook algorithm or what it is, but it has gone down. And since implementing this, it's been generating a lot better results. My partner that I've been doing this for is much happier. So even though we're getting less leads, they're very high quality. They show up ready to buy. So now, of course, we're going to assume, number one, you have your ad style down, you have your audience correct. So you're targeting the correct audience or so if, whichever audience you're going after. Now, one way we do this is LeadEnforce. I have all the videos on this. I can make more videos on exactly how we do it because it's easy to mess it up. It's a paid tool. You can just use that software. We use it to generate audiences. So we're going to assume you already have that. This video is not about generating audiences. So we assume you have step one. So obviously you have the right audience. But now the key thing here is you want to optimize your campaign for a specific customer conversion. Now, this customer conversion is going to be for your thank you page, all right? So instead of optimizing for leads, we're only going to optimize for people who reach the thank you page, which means they obviously became a lead, they filled out a survey, and they booked a call. But the key part here is, is that they are qualified as well. So whatever questions you have inside your survey, we want to make sure they only reach the thank you page if they're qualified. Now, it's very easy to do this within Calendly or, whatever software you use to essentially qualify them correctly within Calendly and then send them to the normal thank you page if they are qualified. But to make sure that the ones that are not qualified, to send them to another thank you page. So what we want to do, we want to make sure only the people we want are coming on a thank you page. So if you see here in this image, for example, if I open this up, all these firings, like you see here, 22, they were the ones that were actually fully qualified. So this way, it does not fire in Facebook if they're not qualified, if you know what I mean. Because the issue we've had in the past is, you might get 30, 40, 50, but only a percentage of them, maybe 50, 60, 70% are qualified, which means Facebook is still tracking the people that are not qualified, that didn't show up, didn't have the money. So we don't want that tracking back to Facebook. We want to tell Facebook, only bring us the people that are fully qualified, exactly what we want, and we'll pay more for that. So that's the big difference here. So you want to have the customer conversion, you want to optimize the campaign for that customer conversion, so it only brings you those people. Otherwise, Like I said, it's a negative feedback loop. No one wants that. So now you're paying Facebook to bring you the people you don't want. So easy way to do this is have a disqualification process. So you can easily do this in Calendly or most high level, you name it. And so in this video, I'm not going to go on how to do it. It's pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, whatever software you're using, you should be able to within it have a thing that says if they don't have the money, and let's say you're targeting construction people, and they're not in the construction business, um, disqualify them, send them to this page. So that way they can never reach your actual thank you page and they're not qualified, which means, Facebook is not trying to get more of those people for you. um, and yeah, you can take this to another level where, you also track the show up rate, but that's going to be more advanced. I think this will give you the 95% you're looking for. And after that, it's kind of, you know, we're getting diminishing returns essentially, right? Which is to track for the show up and optimize for that, which can also be done, but it's more difficult because, if you want to track for show up rates. So this is one way to do it. Now, the issue that you can run into is two issues I've seen with some clients. Is one, the customer conversion just does not even track properly in Facebook. So if that happens, realistically, you want to one is remake it. Two, you want to check it's firing properly. You want to do things like that because if it's not tracking inside your ads manager, let's say you receive 10 qualified surveys, but Facebook is showing like one or two. Make sure you don't just keep running a campaign because you are, it's supposed to be tracking all of them. So you want to go back to your pixel, make sure it's tracking, make sure things are done properly. So take a series to go back, because every single person counts, and it becomes like, as you can see, we have 200, 20, 18, 22. So you can get a lot of people that way, and you can see these are probably just experiments of sorts, because we want everyone to track because you will get less people. So you're going to get less people, which means we want every single person to count, because if they don't count, then we are essentially spending money on we're kind of wasting money a little bit because Facebook is not tracking them, which means it's kind of a harder time getting more of them. So make sure it's all tracking properly. Even if you're getting the leads coming in, if it's not showing up in the ads manager, take it serious, get it fixed. Now, the other issue some people can get is, let's say you don't get many bookings coming in, because you might get worried. Like, you can see some of the experience we had. We spent 300-400. Another one we spent 400, and both of them didn't get anything, or maybe it just didn't track. I can't remember now because this was a while ago. We still run this every day, but those campaigns are obviously old. So what you want to do is that, this is why I said the audience is number one. So by the way, I should have probably mentioned this in the beginning, which I'm not sure if I did, but you want to have opt-ins working well first. So you want to make sure you have some flow going through. You have leads coming in that are good. You're getting calls, right? But they're not all good. So you are obviously running ads. You shouldn't start like this. I mean, you can if you are confident and you're patient, which, by the way, most people are not. So I would not recommend starting like this, because if you see your bank account go down by $500 and you still don't have a qualified lead in, and I wouldn't recommend anyway, even if you have infinite money. I just wouldn't do this method to start, just because it's more expensive and it's not necessary. Like, you can just start with opt-ins. Once you start to get leads coming in, calls booked in, and quite a few of them are not qualified and it's kind of getting to you, then switch to this. Because at least then the leads are coming in properly. There is flow coming in. Clearly, Facebook knows how to get the correct people coming in, and then switch over to this afterwards. But one issue you can have in the beginning is, let's say your leads are just bad. So I've actually had this issue as well. So because I run so many accounts and I work with so many clients on different kinds of accounts, I've seen every issue that can come up. So one issue you can get as well is bad leads at the opt-in page. So there's just the wrong people even coming in. For example, let's say you're targeting, I had a client, we're targeting Christian men, married Christian men, but let's say you're getting single Christian men, or let's say you're getting non-Christian people completely, or you're just getting people that are not even in your demo. So that's when, well, let's say you're targeting doctors, but then you're getting something else. That's a big problem in of itself, because that means the pixel is not working properly. And I've had this issue happen. So at that stage, you're going to want to filter at the opt-in level, which essentially means on the landing page, name, email, phone number, or name and email is fine as well, or just email. But let's say name, email, phone number. But then you put in another field to as an additional question to self-identify. So they'll essentially have to identify again. So let's say you only target doctors, you would have another drop that says, yes, I'm a doctor, or no, I'm not a doctor. And that's when you can do the disqualification process again. So anyone that clicks, no, I'm not a doctor, they go to another page. So all these opt-ins would not fire if they were not a doctor. Now, most people are going to be honest, because you'd be surprised, people just end up on your funnel without knowing. They just thought it was interesting. They thought maybe they can also come in. But if you put that question there, you will get rid of a lot of people. So this opt-in will only fire for people who say, yes, I am a doctor. So they go to the correct page. And this will fix up at least the first stage, right? So at least doctors are coming in, right? Because if doctors not coming in, we can completely forget about getting the qualified doctors, right? Because if doctors aren't even coming in, it doesn't matter if they're qualified or not, because we're not even getting doctors. So step one is get doctors in, get the qualified prospect into your funnel, and then we want to qualify all of those. So let's say we get 100 doctors, we want to make sure we're getting as many qualified people through. So that's when you go to stage 2, which is what we spoke about in this video. So hope that makes sense. And once again, there's so many other aspects that we do implement, like UTM tracking. So make sure you have UTM tracking installed. This is where if you want to go get the extra 5% for diminishing returns, which most people are not going to do, but let's say you are interested, I can tell you how we are kind of experimenting with this. So let's say because we've got this in place, we're getting the qualified people only. We have the final issue, which is the show up rate. So can we now, by the way, we've noticed the people that go through this and we disqualify the bad ones, we only get the good ones, we get a very high show up rate anyway. But let's say you want to just push it even more, you want to get it from 80 to 90, or you want to get an extra percent, which is what we're also doing, is you want to have UTM tracking, or if you're using Haros, you can use that as well, to track the leads. So we're going to use CRM, cross-verify, just make like a list. So what we've done this, and then just find the campaigns where all the show-ups are coming from. So it's not just the qualified leads, it's also the show-ups. So that's a big one. You want the show-ups tracked through the UTMs, and you can further optimize from there. Once again, these are diminishing returns. If you are at that stage, maybe reach out, we can discuss how we can I can give you some further advice. But yeah, that's the stage we're doing, by the way. So I'm just with one of my clients now, is we are doing this exact process to see where the show ups are coming from. And honestly, in our first stage, we haven't seen any pattern we can double down on yet. So I can't give you a yeah, it's a bit, because once again, you're getting all the qualified people, so there's not that much more you can do after that, right? Because they're all qualified. Most of them will show up. So, it is what it is. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments. And that's it for today's video. I'll see you soon.